This is me, a senior in high school. An accomplished senior in high school. Like every character in my favorite teen movies, I wanted to go away for college. And according to my teachers, I was definitely on my way. But my mom had told me since I was in middle school that there was no way that they were gonna pay for me to go away for college unless I got into Harvard University. So you know what your girl did. I worked my tail off to get into Harvard. So there I was, valedictorian of my high school, about to go in for my Harvard interview. There was just one problem. Yeah, I was really nervous. I'm gonna show you 4 ways to get rid of your interview nerves and help you to never get nervous on an interview ever again. You're afraid you'll mess up? Been there, done that. Cringe alert. I'm here to tell you it all so it doesn't happen to you. So sit up straight, take a deep breath, because you're about to amaze your college interviewers and increase your chances of getting into your dream college by the end of this video. So to get rid of your nervousness, let's be honest about why you're nervous in the first place. Number 1, you don't know what to expect. Expect that it'll be a conversation. They'll come with a few questions, but your answers are gonna pretty much determine the flow as they ask you follow-up questions to whatever you talk about. You're probably scared because you're thinking they might ask you a question that you don't have the answer for. But I can tell you the 4 interview questions that all colleges are gonna ask. And if you practice your answers to these questions, you'll be ready for your interview. For example, they're definitely gonna ask you, tell me about yourself. Yeah, I know, we all hate that question. That's such a broad question. I mean, who can answer something like that? Do you want to ask me something specific? Yes, I did say that in the Harvard interview. Don't. Brainstorm a few things that you want to highlight from your background, like your ethnicity, your faith, your favorite things, something memorable or fun or unique. Mix it up, make it something relatable and also something impressive. Then you can just tell them a passion or a skill and then say, and I want to study blank because, and give a particular experience that you've had or something specific about what it is that you want to study. So quick tips, don't be like I did and go, I want to be a pediatrician because I love kids. Really? Have you ever thought about being a kindergarten teacher or a childcare worker, or a little league coach, a baby photographer, an elementary school librarian? No, I just want to be a pediatrician because why? Be specific about your whys for everything. So I see here you volunteered to tutor kids for 4 years with your church. That's nice. Yeah, it was okay. You don't have to hide your emotions or play it cool. This is not the time to be modest or whatever. Get excited, get nerdy, get passionate as much as you want to, briefly. And then if they seem interested, you can go into it in more depth. And if you're like, I'm a bore, there is nothing fun or interesting about me, you can stick to talking about the things that you would like to do one day. What specifically do you want to learn more about? So a multi-hyphenated example of what I could have said if it were true would be, I'm an anime-loving, salsa-dancing future business major with 2 years experience in retail. I have effective communication and leadership skills that help every team I'm a part of get innovative projects completed on time. In the spring of my junior year at my high school, I was named most likely to succeed because I demonstrated focus, drive, and the ability to bring people of various backgrounds together. I just really love business management and rallying a team together to meet a worthwhile need. Don't forget to tell them where that passion comes from, why you are the way that you are. Think the time that I led our student government in a fundraiser for the Children's Hospital by selling study guides and raising 10 times the amount that has ever been raised in the 30-year history of our school. Everything about that project from start to finish just really lit fire in me about what's possible when we combine the profits of business with real needs in our community. Other versions of this get to know you question are like, all right, can you tell me 3 interesting things about yourself that aren't on your application? Or what if you won the lottery? What would you do with the money? Or what or who inspires you? Or what would you change about your high school? And it might seem like these questions are about other people or about your high school or other things, but they're really all about you. What's most important to you, your perspective, what you see as problems, what you would do. So just start off the same. I'm a da-da-da-da-da type of person, so I would. So what other colleges have you applied to? I applied to Rice, Baylor, Loyola, NYU. Wait, I'm sorry. I didn't hear you mention any other Ivy League schools. You didn't apply to any other Ivy League schools? No. So why did you pick Harvard? One way or another, they're definitely going to ask you, Why our school? Even what role do you play in your family or friend group? They all come back to them trying to figure out what you would be like on their campus. So before you go, so I'm interested in exploring opportunities in business management. And I know your school has a robust career center with co-op internship opportunities starting in freshman year. Not to mention some of my role models in business like Elon Musk is currently guest lecturing. So I would just really love to attend college here. And you know, all those why us type of questions are also supplemental essay questions. So if you check out my video on supplemental essays, I give a lot of advice on how you can answer those questions with a really strong answer. And them asking about other schools that you've applied to may feel like a trick question. After all, you just try to convince them, I only have eyes for you. But it's okay to be honest. In fact, including a rival school might stir them up a bit and make you more desirable. What do you do for fun? Watch TV, sleep. Say read. Read? Who's your favorite author? I think Agatha Christie. Oh my goodness, I loved Agatha Christie when I was in college. What's your favorite book? Are you kidding me? And then there was none? Really? What did you love about that book? I didn't finish it. They're gonna ask you some version of the question, what have you done so far? So be specific and be prepared to go deep into whatever you're talking about. Don't just say, I like art. Talk about the specific piece of artwork that's your favorite or the specific artist that you love. Connect them to your passions and your skills. Never forget the why. Oh, and don't lie because that can get embarrassing real quick. Another version of that question is, what's your greatest accomplishment or what are your strengths? Now, I know most of us feel a little bit uncomfortable talking about our strengths. Feels like we're bragging, but here's a roundabout way of sharing your strengths and achievements. Talk about a school project or a disappointment or even an embarrassing situation where you had to work to overcome something while at the same time helping other people or working towards something bigger, a greater cause. Like that time that you stepped up to do something that nobody else wanted to do, or the time you completed the project for the group even though everybody else stopped working, or that time that you went above and beyond the requirements, or how you got that really important person to show up for an event at your school, and share the impact that it made. And of course, the opposite of that question would be your greatest failure or your weaknesses. It's not a confessional, but it is a chance for you to show that you're self-aware, reflective, and persistent. Tell them the steps that you took to improve yourself and turn it into a triumph. Even if they ask you why that major, they're still trying to find out what it is that you've done. Come with something fresh to talk about that's related to your interest and then have a real conversation about it. Don't stress out. If you're not entirely sure about what it is that you want to major in, that's not a problem either. Just go into depth talking about something that you care about. They know that you might change your mind. The main point is they just want to hear that you can even imagine yourself participating in the advancement of the thing that's most important to you. All right, so do you have any questions for me? We're done? Oh, nope. Thanks so much. Thank you for your time. It was wonderful, wonderful meeting you. Thanks. You probably heard that you should research the school so that you can ask them questions about things that you can't find on their website. But did you know that you can also research the person interviewing you? You can find out whether they're faculty, alumni, where they work. You'd be amazed at what you can find out online. Just don't stalk them. No. Don't do that. But then you can ask them about their current career, especially if it's in your field. Or you can ask them what their experience was like at the college. Like, what do they wish that they knew before they went there? Or what would they have done differently? Or what helped them succeed academically and socially? What was their most memorable campus activity or experience? If they work in your field, ask them what classes prepared them for their career the most. Try to find things that you have in common. And as you start asking them questions about their experience at the college and connecting with them, you're gonna find yourself feeling a lot less nervous. I mean, let's be honest. One of the reasons why you feel so nervous is because you want to feel like you have to impress them. But know this, they're not trying to trick you or quiz you. As far as they know, the college thinks that you're great, and that's why they get to meet you. So what if instead of trying to impress them, you try to connect with them, show an interest in them? I promise you, they're gonna have a lot more warmer, fuzzier feelings about you than if you came across as someone trying too hard. So whatever you do, yes, Your Honor, Mr. Sir Interviewer. Don't be too professional. Forget the fact that they're older than you and that they're the interviewer, and just relate to them with all the energy of a new friend just trying to get to know you. You know what I'm saying? Because I was like, but not too casual either. Oh, and use their name as often as you can. It will help you to remember it. And then also, people just love the sound of their name. I love you, Jordana. I love you too. Oh, and if this is helping you, could just give this video a thumbs up. I'm Jordana. I make videos on getting into and getting through college. So if you're a student, subscribe. And don't worry, it's not going to be a rapid fire barrage of questions. And it's okay to take a pause to gather your thoughts before you answer. Bonus, bring a resume, because then I'll give them something else to talk to you about and you're already prepared. And send them a thank you note or email them as soon as you can. Just mention something that you guys talked about, that you connected over, that maybe you're still thinking about, and thank them for their time. Even though you're nervous because you really want to get in, can I just tell you, honestly, by this time next year, you'll be exactly where you're meant to be. If you follow my steps to making a great college list, every single one of your colleges on your list will be perfect for you. Which means you can approach your interview from a place of having options, not desperation. Not everyone saw that video, but you should. So before you go in there, get loose. Contract and release every single muscle in your body and do power poses before going in. According to Dr. Cuddy's research, if you make yourself small, you feel small. So breathe deeply, smile, spread out, and take up some space. Own the room, and you will find yourself feeling confident and coming across as more confident. They're going to want to accept you because they're the ones who are now going to be nervous that they're going to miss out if they don't accept you. And they're absolutely right to be nervous, but not you. You got this. And while you're waiting to hear back from your college, check this out. It'll make your wait sweeter.